Now more than ever, people are taking charge of their health and wellness and searching for ways to enhance the quality of life for themselves and those around them. Welcome to My Wellness by Nature, a better path to wellness, a community that connects you with wellness professionals and products that share a passion for improved living. Discover ways to reshape your wellness path and improve your life. What does better wellness mean to you? Select topics like movement, nutrition, and relaxation, and access videos and products from top industry professionals. You can reshape your path with small daily changes for incredible outcomes. Discover and share the art of living better and create generation wellness together at mywellnessbynature.com.
The CEO of Sotapelli and Tutera Medical, CarolAnn. Tutera, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. So, CarolAnn, why is this health movement that seems to be taking place right now so important to men and to women?
Well, I think it's been going on for quite a few years, more so now, especially due to COVID. People are wanting to stay healthy. They want to live longer lives. They want to do it in a healthy fashion instead of artificially. And they want to do everything possible to keep themselves feeling fit from the inside out. My belief has always been you have to heal from the inside out, no matter if it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. So that's where I think life really starts. It's truly healing what's going on inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like I tell everyone, you can afford to go get your nails done. You can afford to go get the hair done. Not many of us are doing that these days, though. To do pellet therapy is one of the least expensive ways you can take care of yourself, because you've got to start on the inside. No matter what you do on the outside, if the inside doesn't feel good, doesn't matter.
Healing from the inside, and everything else will fall into place.
Right.
So as My Wellness by Nature helps bring the medical community together and teaching people how to make small, attainable adjustments for big results, what would be your top suggestions for those wanting to feel better?
Well, of course, my first top suggestion is you need to have your blood levels taken for pellet therapy. You've got to start there. We also do aesthetics at Tutera Medical. You've got to take the initiative yourself to really find what's going to work for you. Some people really like the IVs and they do that weekly. Some people enjoy taking care of their spa attitude. I think that's important as well. I think you need to take care of the physical body, especially now. And of course, food choices. That's a big one.
I've worked in the fitness industry for over 35 years, and so I definitely understand that.
Making sure that you're taking care of your skin, taking care of the body as an overall. I think taking care of the inside than the outside, to me, is more of a spa feeling. It's not just going in and getting a facial. Everybody loves to do that. Everybody likes to get the massages. But it's going deeper. It's the peptides, it's the IVs, it's the skin treatments. You have to find the modality that works best for you. It's the PRPs. There's a lot of different types of wellness that are out there now.
Previously, we thought of the spa as only for aesthetics. And now you're saying it's much deeper.
Oh, I've seen a lot of the physicians we work with turn into a quote unquote spa practice because they're bringing on more of the products that I talked about. They even go to like cool sculpting and working with the body where you're doing the treatments that are not surgically enhanced. People want to do things naturally nowadays.
Understood. Well, tell us how hormone optimization came about for Sotapelli.
It's a great story. It goes back to 92, and my late husband, Dr. Tutera, and I went to Rancho Mirage. He went there to do the birthing center for Eisenhower Hospital. A physician came up to him and said, "Hey, how would you like to put in a pellet?" And he said, "Sure, but what's a pellet?" So Gino had tried every modality of something natural throughout his practice because he only practiced with common sense. And he felt like this was the last piece of the puzzle that he was looking for. And he was taught how to do the pellet. 3 months later, I'm not kidding you, the physician who taught him, who actually learned from the original physician who brought it into the States, Dr. Greenblatt, This Dr. McEwen taught Gino and went to his favorite country club there in Rancho Mirage, played golf, sat down to have lunch, have his favorite drink, and lights out. So Gino inherited this practice of people who flew in from LA, flew in from Tennessee, flew in from the East Coast, a couple of people in the desert. There weren't that many at the time, but he realized in working with this batch of people he picked up that the hormones had to be individualized. Not everybody wears the same shoe size. So he was back there shaving down pellets to fit everyone's individualized needs. And that's kind of how it just started taking off. And then word got around because it was working then. It wasn't working when it was a one size fits all. Nothing works one size fits all. We're not all the same. Even twins aren't the same.
Oh, right. Well, because we all have our own DNA.
Correct.
So for our viewers out there, explain a little bit more about what is a pellet.
Well, pellets were developed, they came about in 37 for radical hysterectomies, picked up a little bit in 39. So it's the size of a small grain of rice is what it is. And it's placed under the skin. And from there, it's like a kid licking a lollipop because it runs through the bloodstream. As the body needs it, it licks a little bit more. When the body's at rest, it doesn't need as much hormone. So women are replaced with the estrogen and the testosterone that they lose as they start to age. And men are only testosterone, so they get testosterone.
Well, that leads me into the next question that I was thinking about is what are some of the most common hormone deficient symptoms that patients complain about?
For women, it's night sweats, hot flashes, forgot where I put my keys. Yeah. I've done that quite a few times. I can't lose weight. I have foggy thinking. And men are basically along the same line too. And if they'll come home from work, they'll sit down and literally just pass right out because they have very low testosterone. They need the testosterone, as do women, to get up off the chair and feel like they can do something again. They want to exercise again, which is great.
What is the process to personalize the pellet for
everybody needs to have lab work. It seems that everybody these days is putting in a pellet. And as Gino said, he could teach a monkey how to put in a pellet, but it's the managing and dosing that really matters. If you're not taught properly how to use pellets, you're on the wrong track, riding on the wrong train even. So you really have to understand what the pellet is. You have to understand the makeup of a body. And to do that, you need to have blood work. You go and get your heart medicine, your liver medicine, your kidney medicine, whatever. You have to do blood work. The doctor just doesn't say, hey, here, try this. But then again, when we had Premarin, that's exactly what they were doing. With Premarin, a synthetic, you never had a blood test. The doctor would hand you a yellow pill. Did that work? No. Okay, let's give you the red pill. Did that work? No. Okay, we're going to try the blue one. So nobody thought to do the science behind it, which is what Gino did by doing blood work. So we do blood work with our visits. That's the only way you can tell where your levels are really sitting.
How does Tutera and Sotapelli prefer to treat these symptoms?
Oh, we only use the pellet therapy method. It's not for everybody, I will say that. So if you're not a candidate, then you will be given either a pill, patch, or a cream. Not our favorites, but you know, there are a lot of people, they don't want to go the route of having something placed under their skin, or they're just not a candidate. And that happens.
And because we're all unique and you've got to
right.
on their level.
Right.
Do you find with some of your patients and your clients, are they surprised to hear that? I know that when I'm 53 and I've suffered from some of these things that you've spoken about. And for a while, I felt like something was just wrong with me and that, you know, nobody else is feeling this way. Have you
okay, honey. I was living with the guy who got this all put together, right? And the reason everybody doing pellets. I'm walking around the house grumpy. I'm not as happy a person. Even my son noticed it, who was in high school. I love to exercise. I wasn't losing any weight. I couldn't figure out what was going on. The night sweats were so bad that I had to change my sheets in the morning. And as we all know, that's like the last thing you want to do. But you don't want to wake up in a pool of sweat either.
Yeah.
So close to 65, I'm on that ridge over, and people come up to me and say, wow, no way, you don't look 65. Because when I had the pellets placed in me about a week or so later, people were coming up and getting so close into my face, and they were saying, oh my God, what'd you do? And they're looking for something. And I'd back up and I'd say, must be the pellets. I had the estrogen restored into my skin.
Well, they're like, I'll have what she's having.
Right. And that's, the reason I really got into this and been the behind the scenes person was because when I was working in his office, and he was a successful OB-GYN in Rancho Mirage, and people were flying in from Arizona. And there was one woman who flew a plane. She brought all her friends over. It was a different crew every couple months. And I'd hear the la 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 outside in the waiting room. I couldn't figure out what they are all excited to be there for. Because normally, that you get like that when it's OB day, when all the pregnant women are in house and they're all sharing stories and they're questioning, what's it like for you? And they're all just, I've never seen people so excited to be in an office. And it's so refreshing to have a medical practice where people really want to come to the office. They enjoy it. It's wonderful.
And that is unusual to be excited to go to any type of medical office. Usually it's not for good reasons, or you're not excited about it.
Right.
So
and people are very excited. Yeah, they're very excited to come in. And it's really nice to see they're still doing that, even more so now because they know how good they feel on the pellets. So they want to be able to keep doing that.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit more about peptides and new technology.
We have a physician in our practice who loves doing the peptides. I'm on peptides right now. Mm-hmm. My fiance is on them, and he's noticed that his joints are feeling much better. I've noticed that my nails are growing and my hair is growing stronger and longer. Mm-hmm. That could be due to a COVID-9 haircut, but I'm going with the peptides.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to be real honest here and say, it's not my thing. We do have it in the practice. I love the fact that we've also expanded after being in Arizona since 2004. Mm-hmm. So we've been there quite a long time, and we've opened our doors to even more modalities, which everybody has been looking for and asking us about.
When we're talking about making little attainable changes in your lifestyle, what are some things that you might think that would be beneficial for your clients to add into their lifestyle?
Well, I know how hard it is to add things into your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. I, like you, have been exercising my entire life, and after a while it got extremely boring. I think everybody needs to add the exercise into their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. I've started even adding in some yoga, which I don't look like a yoga person. I'm not your typical yoga person. I love my morning walks instead. I used to be a huge treadmill and bike exercise person. I think they also need to look at their diet and add lots of water. I think water is essential to help flush everything out and keep the body hydrated.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. What about stress levels? Of course, we can reduce stress levels with exercise, but how much does that play a factor?
In a factor in my life?
in someone's health.
Oh, stress is horrible. And I can be the first one to tell you that because I've had many stressful years, and especially right after Gino died. It was so sudden and happened, in the blink of an eye, that I really went through a tremendous amount of stress and didn't realize it. And I think now people are going through a tremendous amount of stress also. And I'll be the first one to admit that I even seek help, and I speak with a variety of different people that I work with energetically, and I help move anything that's resisting in my life. And I think that's real important to do. I think you've got to share your feelings instead of holding them in. We didn't come here being stress bubbles. We only choose to have stress in our life. So it's a choice. You can keep it in your life, or you can choose to release it.
Right. Well, and we already, especially women, we tend to carry the weight right here, and we harbor a lot of stress. And I'm sure that when our hormones are not in balance, then the stress level can raise just because of the uncertainty and not being happy with yourself. And so I could definitely relate to hormone optimization helping you to chill and manage stress levels and manage your life better.
Right, right. Now look at it this way, that the woman is the center of a wheel, and the spokes going out are her family members. So her husband, however many kids, her job, her relationship with her extended family. And if any of those spokes go down, the wheel hobbles along.
Mm-hmm.
But if the woman goes down, the wheel breaks.
That is the reality. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. But being able to have something to help us realize that it's not all our fault. That
It's not. It's not. And you don't have to live with it, which was the title of Gino's first book, A Basic Primer About Hormones. Because the doctor will tell you, oh, just go home and live with it. You'll get through this. Well, you don't. You can age gracefully, which is what we want people to do. We want you to hit your 90s feeling good and walking upright instead of, bent over looking at your shoes the rest of your life. There are choices. So give yourself the freedom to make the choice and talk to a variety of people and see what they think. I'm going to go back to something else you said and I said, people are so happy to be in the office. When you're sitting there and you don't know if you're making the right decision, but I've seen this before time and time again, that you're in the waiting room and you're hearing the people talk and their eyes just like light up and they get in there and it's like, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get this done. Oh my God, I don't care what you say. I just need it now. Pellets truly are a life changer. They just don't feel as good. They don't feel like themselves. The body starts aging rapidly and quickly. And they just think it's just that slow transgression, I think is the word,
Yep.
Downhill.
Right.
You don't even realize it, and you don't even realize your hormones are out of whack until you've had labs tested, and then you find out they're really out of whack.
They probably start thinking, no wonder, I thought I was going crazy.
And that happens all the time. It truly does. People will get the hormones, they start feeling great, and they'll go, I didn't know I could feel this good. It truly is amazing how different you feel. And then even though I've been on them over 20 years, I know when it's time to go back in because some of my symptoms start to creep back in. And I got to run in for that blood work as quick as possible.
So are there Sotapelli locations in various parts of the country, or do you have just one?
Oh no, we've trained physicians for quite some time, since 2008. We have a list of all of our trained providers that are on our website at Sotapelli Therapy. I tell you, there's so many people out there who are mimicking what we're doing, but the name Sotapelli has set the gold standard for a very long time. I just received an email this morning from someone who was looking for her Sotapelli office after going to somebody else, another company, and she came back and said, it just doesn't work as well. And we hear that all the time.
Wow. Well, that definitely speaks volumes, and that's why you hear all the excitement in the lobby.
Right, exactly.
CarolAnn, thank you so much for all the information. I feel like I want to go find a Sotapelli location for myself. And I'm sure our listeners, our viewers do too. Of course, simply go to the website. It is, you can check it out at ours, mywellnessbynature.com/Sotapelli, SOTTOPELLE, to get more information. Then you can also check out our featured contributors section and the many educational resources there. And again, CarolAnn, this has been a wonderful discussion on the art of aging gracefully, and I hope you'll join us again very soon to continue creating a generation of wellness together.
Oh, how wonderful. There you go. Thanks so much. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You can follow a path designed by one of our medical contributors by clicking Wellness Path Plans. Or you can create your own. Here's how. Step 1. Create your free community profile. Click Join the Community. Customize your profile with your picture and information about you. Step 2. Explore topics in Generation Wellness. A great wellness path will include small changes in each category, so you can improve your overall wellness. Step 3. Want to add one of the topics to your wellness path? Give it a heart. All of the topics you like are automatically added to your personal profile under blog likes. Step 4. Create your path, designed for you to make small changes that can make big results in your overall wellness. Let's create Generation Wellness together, starting with you.